Hello and welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. This is your host, the whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds. And this is Black Minds News. Today's date is July 21st, 2019. I got a story that's going to go in Tennessee. Something that happened back in about 2016. Black Minds Matter. Trying to convene together, try to do some work and for justice right. This individual decided that this was a good idea to disrupt it. Stay tuned for this story. Again, this is Black Minds News, and this channel is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, insinuate, articulate, uncode, deveil, spread the news, whether by news, video, websites, or quotes from publications. As I, as your whiteologist, disseminate this information, I ask that the creator of the universe be here, heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this land that you call the United States, we, as the BADOS, Black American descendant of slaves, Black African descendant of slaves, American descendant of slaves, we, the DNA, bloodline, historical lineage, to that, we the children give honor to our ancestors. And you know what my motto is for this show? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Stay tuned for this broadcast. Hey, how's y'all doing? Again, this is your host, Mr. Blows Your Minds, coming with another show for today, being July 21st, 2019. This is Black Minds News. First and foremost, I want to say what's good to subscribers and new ones that should be happy to subscribe to the show. Welcome again to another one of our daily news reports. Passerbys, if you should happen to find and go up under the bridge, up under the tunnel, up under the garbage can, and up under a mouse's ass, and finds this show, took the wrong way on the internet and got over here, welcome to the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. Go down to the library, see something you might have. If you should happen to see something that just might make you not feel too good, don't take it personal, because again, the truth don't need no partner. Hopefully you can stay, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Make your comments if you so choose. Now let's get into this. Now again, I'm about to take you over to Tennessee, right? Take you over to Tennessee because again, something of this situation happened back back in about 2016. And again, it's, you know how news is, it's a cycle, right? Again, the initial, then what happened in proceeding, and then what is the end result, right? So this particular story, for those who may not have known about it, have seen it, here it goes. I'm going to show it to you, and this is what it is. Hold on one second, here we go, let's get it. Do that again, do that again, do it again.
An East Tennessee State University student has been placed on interim suspension, and it comes after authorities said he dressed up as a gorilla during a Black Lives Matter event.
News Channel 11's Elizabeth Kubel is on ETSU's campus tonight with reaction from students and the university.
That's right. I want you guys to take a look behind me, a relatively peaceful scene out here at the fountain right now at this hour. But a few hours ago, someone did try to come here and disturb the peace. That's because, according to an ETSU police report that we actually obtained within the hour, that's because the report shows that a Black Lives Matter peaceful protest, actually someone came and disturbed the peace wearing blue jean overalls, a white t-shirt, and a black gorilla mask. That report says he had a brown burlap sack that had a rebel flag and a marijuana leaf on it. He had a rope and bananas, which he was handing out to students, and we actually talked to some of those students who were out here earlier today. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
We feel disrespected and that I was below him, but I had to use that and put it back in my head and just come out with a calm, peaceful, positive outlet, because if I would have reacted any other way, that's exactly what he was looking for.
Now, ETSU's president, Dr. Brian Nolan, did hold a news conference here about an hour and a half ago addressing the students' actions, saying that they do not reflect the university at all. They were incomprehensible and just completely inappropriate. Let's take a listen as well to what Dr. Brian Nolan had to say.
This student's actions do not define who we are as a university. The actions of this one individual are counter to all of the things that we believe in as an institution.
The student who was arrested, Dr. Brian Nolan says, is a student here. He's a freshman at ETSU. He has been placed on interim suspension. And as he told us in that news conference that, according to that police report, he is being charged with civil rights intimidation. Live at ETSU, Elizabeth Kubel, News Channel 11 in your corner.
All right, there we go, right? So, student arrested for wearing gorilla masks. The Black Lives Matter rally cleared of most charges. I don't think we're too surprised about that, are we? Right? So that's kind of like that's just like the theme that's always there. It's like the gift that keeps on giving, right? So we see that this individual, his name is Tristan Rettig. Say that again, Tristan Rettig, right? Rettig is German, Low German, right? Rettig in German means radish. It's radish. So we see that Mr. Rettig decided that he heard that there was going to be Black Lives Matter convening at this East Tennessee state, and decided that would be something good for him to, let's say, we're going to disrupt this meeting, or whatever y'all was in here to convene about. We're going to disrupt it by me coming over here with my gorilla mask, bunch of bananas on a rope, and they said that he was also saying racial slurs and saying things that was intimidating, right? And so that had persisted. There was other videos out there. There's another brother that's got there, and he's so trying to compose himself that he's shaking. It's on the USA Today if anybody want to go see that. Right, just put in the same thing, a gorilla, you'll see the USA Today. You can say, I didn't do it because sometimes you use them and then they'll do is they'll strike the channel, right? So in this case, you see it again, Mr. Rettig decided he'd do this. When it's all said and done, when they finally did, and you see, it was only one dude that picked him up, right? They didn't have a bunch of security piling up on him, got his hands all twisted up. They just hold his hand, didn't even have him really handcuffed, right? You know what I'm saying? And just kind of marched him on off again. So again, this being a college university, him being a freshman, I'm kind of figuring like, well, damn, that's a bold ass shit for a freshman. You just got up out of high school. You must have been, you know what I'm saying, the Tasmanian devil at your high school, right? He had to be the Tasmanian devil, because if he coming right out of high school, coming right up on the campus, and he got the balls to do that, you know what I'm saying? This was a terror, right? And so, you know, again, I'm thinking that maybe he might have been put up to it. Again, him being German, right? So, you know, I'm pretty sure he's got some affiliations somewhere, because a lot of people who are against Black Lives Matter, they talk about Blue Lives Matter, the police officers, and they say all lives matter, right? But again, how do you make the correlation to talk about all lives matter, but give us the story why your lives is being disrupted, killed, and threatened on a consistent basis, as if we as BADOS, which is Black American Descendant Slaves, or ADOS, American Descendant Slaves, show us, you know, the preponderance of evidence where these things are happening to you on the daily. Why is it that when black people want to show the, you know, inhumane aspect of our existence here, everybody becomes offensive and want to be like, no, ours is just the same. No, it's not. Again, shows like this one here who will continually keep showing you on the daily of things that are just constantly happening. And again, it's not trying to be a victim. It's just, this is what it is. How could you refute what you see, right? As if we're making this up. Before the all seeing eye, it was just, I could say these things. And again, if you didn't see that, again, it'd be like a legend or a myth story until one day you could come to the realization, oh, wait, shit, he wasn't telling the lie. Somehow word of mouth and came back and traveled to you to somebody that you took or you hear that you give credibility when they tell you something. Oh, shit, he was telling the fucking truth, right? So we see that all they end up doing because of his disrupting, they gave him a misdemeanor for, disrupting the meeting. But they said something to the fact that they talk about a civil rights intimidation, right? Remember the other day when I did a story about the Nike, and remember when the brother started to get on to the white manager, and based on, again, his righteous way of, venting, based on, you put me through this little ordeal, the cop had said to him, hey, you're intimidating him. So, check that out, y'all. Again, when you stay tuned, you pick up on these new catchphrases that people are using, justifying when you retaliate, not because you're in the wrong, but you're retaliating in the way because, again, of your frustration that somebody putting you through it. Now they got a counter move, which is say, oh, you're intimidating, right? But when it comes on the other side, when the shoe is on the other foot, intimidation is not what that is. Now, again, somebody coming there wearing a gorilla mask, having, a bunch of bananas on a string, saying racial slurs, and understanding that the organization in itself and what it stands for, what else would an individual do that for, right? What would you be your real purpose, right? And we see that at all that said and done, $500 was the fine, right? It was a $500 fine for that. So let's say it like this. Certain people of a culture like to do a lot of pranks and jokes, right? So let's just say, for instance, that, again, this is a university and you have fraternities and things like that, right? And they're going to do certain type of things. So let's just say somebody already know that. Again, you got organizations, they got people of, all kind of different statures of life. And they just say that they understood this already. They already know they can do certain things and already know how to defend it. They already know what would be the outcome, or maybe just, okay, $500. So let's just say somebody knew Black Lives Matter, because, again, they announced and they passing out flyers, and so everybody know what day and all this is taking place. So let's say somebody countered it, again, want to show their ass, right, and show their kind of this taste and hateness towards you. So they decided to set up old Tristan Reddick to go do. He a freshman. Yeah, they actually said, how about a freshman going to go and do something like that? So I'm just assuming, again, I can't put the facts to it. I'm just going to hypothetically say this, that, or allegedly say that maybe he was put up to do this, and they said, don't worry about it, you know what I'm saying? And they would pay the fine because, again, they put him on an interim suspension, right? Now, that was back in 2016. Here we is in 2019, and they just now talking about the case. So that by this time, now he a junior, right? So has he still been going to school this whole time? So what kind of suspension was that? And then we see that, again, they got to go with the old cliche policy says, we as the University of East Tennessee State, this is not something that reflects the university and doesn't define what we stand for. But again, these are the students that you produce. You understand? This is a student who is being under the curriculum of what you teach. So somehow this is how he's interpreting it, right? And so, again, this is a byproduct of your, institution. Even though as much as you want to, push him off to the side and say, no, he's not part of us. I don't know what the hell wrong with him, right? So, again, they said that his defense was really just the fact that he has the freedom of speech. And, again, I understand that, right? There's a difference between having freedom of speech, right? And then when you're trying to antagonize people in a way that is triggering, again, systemically, as we, ADOS in this land, historically, and what has our history been in this land. And by using these imageries and these things that you taunt with, it's triggering. As the brother said in the video, that he had to keep his composure because, again, just like you enticing me to go ahead and get in your ass. And I know if I get in your ass, I'm going to be the loser in this, even though yet you the one enticing me. You're doing everything in your power to trigger me. So again, they have to be, in a composed state, because again, that will reflect on the whole movement. You understand? So if they'd have got him into that and the brother would have gone ahead and lashed out, then the whole, instead of just saying who the individual is, it was going to paint the whole brush over the whole Black Lives Matter. And so again, you got to commend the brothers. Again, they did what they had to do under the circumstance. But see, that just go to show you, man, this creator spirit that the Creator has put on us under these situations. And this is what these people who call themselves antagonize us don't understand. That, they say that saying to kill them with kindness. It's a spirit that sometimes that you have to put yourself in, because otherwise, you could get what you really want to give them, but you understand the bigger picture, because it said it's been told us that vengeance is His, and that's what's been written. So let them go ahead and keep doing what they're doing. Again, you are being recorded, all seeing now, and then everything will again see your justice, the system that they uphold and that's fixed and all that stuff. That's fine for you right now. You got to understand, and they have not looked at that death is a lot longer than your life, right? So if this is all true and say what has been told to us, then all this stuff that you're doing, again, eventually you won't have, uncle, grandpa, grandma, cousin, somebody tied to the system to be able to get you out. That ain't going to happen. And when we go on the other side, we're going to be way more us than anybody else. So again, this is Black Minds News. Want to bring this to you. Again, what it is all the time, right? We see it all the time. It don't never change. Like, no matter how you slice it, it keeps coming and keep rearing its head. Because why? Well, people just got to show who they truly is. And again, they always try to make it seem as like niggers was the ones that's always as disruptive. They're doing this and this, and you don't see that. Again, you have some shows that are on the internet that are, white shows, and they get the news reports and talk about people being about raped and robbery. Now, again, that's I think you can go in all societies and do that. But when we come to this racial and discriminating element in society, I don't think you get the, overabundance of videos about that more than you do with one particular people. So if we had to stack that up and try to do that per group, one particular group is going to have way more than everybody else. And that's what they're angry about, because they know the face of that can't change to be anybody else. So as much as you try to make these like single incidents, it's more of a group thing than it's just individual. Kind of the same thing with the Black Lives Matter. If the brothers and them lash out, you're going to paint the whole organization. So guess what? Same thing here. When we keep seeing these incidents of people who showing this, kind of bigotry and hateful kind of antagonism, well, you can't just say it's just this guy here or it's just her there. No, it's going to be painted on the whole group. Again, this is Black Minds News. Do what you got to do. You know what I got to do before we get up out of here. Peace, love, and black to everybody. Until the next show, one love, y'all.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, then you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Luther and I, and everyone in this arena tonight, are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on! And it definitely was not prepared for black people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they died for. Right on! Hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the wolf.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saying 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians, when Irish love Irish, but when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed, but white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. All white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
5 months before me. 3. There are only 2 possible explanations. They were 5 months before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to You can't make me do anything like Chris!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga. And if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true. I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? It knocks the shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, "Brother Greg, you coming by today?" And I said, "Malcolm, I love you." And I said, "I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there." He said, "What do you mean, Brother Greg?" I said, "Well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East." And I said, "But I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get 2 of us for the price of 1. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you."